I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. People in Chicago have been crying out for justice, equality, and fairness from their government for years. And it keeps getting worse. Unfair taxes, laws that unjustly imprison nonviolent offenders. The rich get richer, and the everyday people suffer. It's time for a change. With your help, I'm here to do it. I'm asking for your support as I run for mayor for the city of Chicago.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah, right.
Right, and so part of what I do every day is try to make sure that as contracts and as RFPs come across my desk and they are looking for vendors and minorities, women, persons with disabilities, as well as veterans, that when those procurements come out, we've done everything we can to make sure we've reached out to all of the vendors who are eligible and available so that we know that we've touched everybody we can in the pool. But you gotta get in the pool. So what I need from you is for you to get your paperwork together, all of your documentation for your business so that you can begin to engage in the process. So Derek and I have complementary jobs. So Derek's job is with DCEO, the Center for Economic Opportunity. What they do is for the businesses that start, smaller businesses, if you either are in the ideation stage, like the very beginning of your business stage, or if you are in the early growth of your business, then DCEO has lots of resources for you, and he can tell you all about those. For those of you who have established businesses, and there's no time period for the Business Enterprise Program, but we're going to ask you for things like your tax returns. Free pro tip. So when you file your taxes, if you say, hey, I didn't really make a lot of money because we try to minimize our taxes, some people I've heard do this maybe for cash reasons. The downside of that is when you come to Derek for a bank loan and he tries to pair you up as a bank, the bank's going to say you ain't got no money. Right. You're not making any money. So please make sure that we do everything above board because we have to protect the integrity of our program, as well as making sure that everyone who's in the program can really fully participate. That being said, what I need from you is to get your paperwork together, get your attorneys and your accountants, if you don't have them, we have resources for that, to help you get everything set up so that you can start to apply for the program. It's like lottery, right? You can't win if you don't play. I need you in the pool, and part of the reason I need you in the pool is so that when I do my analysis and say, hey, look, African Americans are 23% of the program, but 17% of the dollars, that's not that big of a delta. However, my goal is to grow and the executive order says, go where there are the least represented. So that's my boss's directive, right? I don't have a choice. So because African Americans are the only group of all the demographic groups where both men and women are not getting their fair share based on our participation versus dollars earned, what that means is the governor told me, go get me more black businesses. Short version. So with that being the case, I need your help. I need you to have your paperwork ready. I need you to understand that because you enroll in the program, you're not going to get a contract tomorrow. We cover that. We all on the same page on it. Yeah? All right, but what I need you to understand is if you are not in the pool, you're not eligible to win. Right? You're not eligible to be selected. And so what my job is to be able to grow the pool so that we can advocate better for all of the underrepresented businesses to say, hey, look, I don't understand how we keep not finding anyone, right? Because part of the myth is it's too hard to find black businesses who can do X, Y, or Z. I don't believe that to be true. The governor doesn't believe that to be true, and he's making me, as a part of my full-time job, help people go and get engaged and enroll in the program so that we can kind of eliminate this myth. Make sense? Yeah. Sound good? Yeah. Same page? Yeah. Last year, African Americans earned about $75 million through the program. That's with about 400 African American owned businesses, between 400 and 500 African American owned businesses. Program in total earned about $500 million. So we're not getting we're 23% of the program and 17% of the earnings. That's not enough, right? So you got to get in the pool. If you get in the pool, we can be more competitive. And if you're more competitive, it's better for the state because more competition means lower prices. It's better for the state because it means better representation. And it means that our tax dollars, which in truth, we have this conversation all the time, is not my money. It's not my money, it's your money. I'm a steward of your money, but it's not my money. The spending of the state should look like the receivables of the state. That's just called fair, right? So my goal with your help is to make it more fair. So I need you to enroll in the program. There's lots of information about how to do that. I have a whole staff who will be crisscrossing the state over the next 90 days to do that.
And what people need to understand is that there are less than 2,000 businesses certified as minority-owned businesses in the whole state of Illinois. Wow. Wait a minute, that's not the killer. The killer part is that there are over 4,500 businesses that are registered as the same as minority-owned businesses in the city of Chicago.
City and county.
So do the math.
Right. So
the city has twice as many businesses registered in the whole state.
And I'm freer and I'm faster. So we are statutorily required to give you a response within 60 days.
Right.
City is not. Also, we don't charge. Ours is free. So we recognize, and we also do what's called a recognition program, where we recognize you have city, county, the SBDCs. There's a group of those where all of those together can come together and tell you, hey, look, if you have theirs, fill out some shorter paperwork, and you can actually become a part of our program. You got to get in the pool to win. Please help me help you.
Thank you.
Yes, I am here to support Willie Wilson. But not only am I here to support him in this campaign, I supported him in the last campaign. I'm calling people out. He don't have to do it, because I'm going to call him out for it. With all of the black churches that this man has helped in the past, they need to be knocking his doors down, returning that blessing. With all of them white folks and black folks that's hollering about the way he talks, evidently the man talk all right to do business, he's running $1 billion business. Yeah, I'm Mama E, and y'all know I don't have no problem with speaking up. And I say now is the time for us to get together collectively and take this city back and fulfill the dream that Harold Washington had, and that was equality for black and brown people. And if you still ain't got it, that's your fault. Ain't none of mine. Because I'm not the alarm clock. Have a blessed day.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Chicago is a big city, 234 square miles. We have 50 aldermen to watch over our neighborhood, but only one police superintendent. As mayor, I will add 3 more superintendents and form separate districts for them to be responsible for and bringing top management to the police force closer to our citizens.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
My name is Derek Champion. I am with the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. I'm the Deputy Director of the Office of Minority Economic Empowerment. First of all, I want to tell you all, this is what leadership looks like. So when you think about leadership, Dr. Wilson is an example of what leadership looks like. So my responsibility for the state is the minority population. Me personally, I am really making an effort to connect people with resources. I know there's several people in here that I have been in contact with. I know Bruce mentioned earlier about an event that's coming up at the end of next month over at the Greater Inglewood SBDC. It's the advancing the development of minority entrepreneurship. And what I like about that, we bring in Amiel and his team. We bring in individuals from the SBDC to talk about how to plan a business, how to start a business, market, branding, all of that good stuff. So these are free resources. The Small Business Development Center and the Women's Business Development Centers are all free resources to the state that we have to take advantage of. One of the things that I didn't mention yet is because the most important piece, we have an access to capital panel. Everybody needs access to capital, all right? So in my program, Advantage Illinois, and through the FAME bill, which is Funds for Advancing Minority Entrepreneurship, I have close to $80 million in this fund here, all right? It's earmarked for you all. It's a participation loan program. meaning that we need a bank to participate with this. So we're partnering up with banks. So our number one bank that we're partnering with right now is Wintrust. Wintrust, NB Financial, but there's a whole listing on our website of all the banks that are participating. Yesterday, Liberty Bank, their owner flew in, an African-American-owned bank. They are going to be a part of that program on the west side of Chicago and throughout the city. So we are partnering up, and we are serious about connecting people to access to capital. So please come over and get some information. Now, I didn't bring enough handouts for everybody, so I don't want to fight to start, but I do want to give you my email address. And if you signed up on that sheet, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets an electronic copy. We have an outreach team that can send that information out, and even when we do presentations in the community, we make sure that everybody gets those PowerPoints. We are all about pushing the community forward. It's no games. It's not about optics or anything. I just left East St. Louis, Illinois yesterday and raced back up here to meet with the president that flew up from Liberty Bank. But East St. Louis is another area that we're focusing on. They have the second largest allotment of federal funds that are available in the state. It's an underserved area. And I was with Jackie Jonah Kersey yesterday, and we were talking, and we exchanged numbers, and we are serious about that area as well. So I want you all to know that this is not a game. We are really trying to connect people. I'm not ducking any action. I return calls, and emails, and everything else. I have some witnesses to agree with that. But I want to make sure that you all are aware of some of the resources, and we have grant dollars that are available. So we have 3 notice of funding opportunities that will be coming up again in August. We have workforce development dollars. So if you have a company that is in need of training, there are workforce development dollars that can help with that. If you are in need of steel-toe boots, and this is the truth, a lot of people don't know about some of these resources, but there are grant dollars available for individuals that are in manufacturing that can connect you to those boots. If you have a car that you depend on to get to and from work, and that car breaks down, there are grant dollars available to get that car fixed so you can get to that job. So people don't know about those resources, but see, that's why we are here to make sure that you know about those resources. So I'm gonna give you my email as well, though. So Derrick, DERRICK .champion, CHAMPION.
You went too fast.
Derrick as in Derrick Rose. Derrick, DERRICK .champion, CHAMPION at Illinois.gov.
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. Remix. I'm gonna hit stop. I'm gonna hit rewind, and then I'm gonna hit play. So Derrick, DERRICK .champion,
They joking, I can't really hear you. I'm trying to get this for real.
No, it's somebody else. It's just champion. No, but I want to thank you all. I'm going to give the mic back over to Dr. Wilson, but thank you all.
That's what he does.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna take a few questions, but what I want you to think about is this, because we have to break it out in committees. Now, when we break out in committees, here's some of the things that you all want to kind of think about. A lot of people talk a good game, right?
Yeah, sure do.
And nothing gets done, right?
Nothing.
We have to make sure. Can we all tell them to be quiet, that way? We have to make sure this here. We know that tradition when we fill out applications to get a loan or get business, that they need 3 years back taxes and credit gripping that a lot of us just don't have that. What we need to do is come up with an idea of how do we get into the system and get business and don't have the necessary dollars or the resources in place. Okay? And you don't have things such as EDI. You don't have to be on that committee and come to us and say, well, we don't have this here. Here's a section for the people who don't have. Here's for the section for people who do have. Here's for the section of people over here that want to be in business and don't have the resources. That making sense to y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just being real, okay? Because we want to help everybody. Because the laws and instruction things that was written up here, we didn't write them.
No.
But we didn't write them, but yet those are our tax dollars too. Just because we didn't write them, do not mean that we should not benefit from it. Because the bar is too high. So we need for these committees to work and say, here's how we can get in this whole situation. It's a business. All right? And then at that point in time, then we can bring it back to the committee. We take it and talk to the people to be and tell them we want to change it. If you don't have money, it don't mean you cannot be successful to get it. Okay? If you don't have education, don't mean that you can't make it. Okay? Because what will happen to the young men and young ladies that have a record, that been in the street, don't have no record to put on a resume? But they need an opportunity too. So we need a section set in that too, to make sure that it works. I know a lot of people are coming, and when you hear these conversations going on, that you gotta have 3 years X, Y, Z, you gotta have a good credit, everything else. But that ain't happening. So we have to find ways of making sure those things happen. You know, making sense?
Absolutely.
So those committees being broken down had to come back. Then I had to take them to these guys here, ladies, and then I also take it to the governor and say, well, wait a minute, hold up. You know, it's still not fair because you're taking and using our taxpayer dollars. If I don't have education, I still got to pay taxes.
Right.
All right? So I'm entitled to get the business also, okay?
Yes, right.
If I've been in prison and I'm out, I still got to pay taxes. But you tell me I still can't get the business because I don't qualify?
Right.
Unless we start thinking on that level, it's not going to happen.
That's right.
Because most of us out here, the majority of us out here, have got a record, even misdemeanor non-violent, but still they gave us a record. And we don't have the $25 or $200 to get these punishments. So we still got issues. And I'm going to tell you that, look, you can have to come over here and here and there. And I know for a fact the bar is too high. So I'm trying to tell you, get on down to here. Okay? And make sure that we can make it work and put things in places that we can make things happen.
That's right.
Okay? It is unfair to have white females that go up in 1 year 450%. And for the minority to stay the same or take a dip. I'll have to talk to Brother Hopper, all these men over there working for the office, is that it's too high for us. How do we make things happen when the bars are too high? Those committees need to make sure that lower the bar. Okay? How do you make things happen when you doggone, you got a business and then you gotta pay taxes 20 times, and all of a sudden you're making less money, losing more money than what you started with. But we should be still entitled to get the same break over here at the white area or other area. And so how do you take that? Your taxes raised, you got out of your home, so your tax been raised in certain communities 8 times, and the other area over here it went down. And then they expect for us not to be able to get business.
Right, that's right.
And you come up with the excuses saying, well, you don't qualify. Right. And this is real.
Yes, it is.
So, these questions that we need to ask, these gentlemen was up here with me now, okay? Because we ought to work it out. You know, being black don't mean you're gonna help black.
Right.
Say it again.
All right? So just being real about this whole thing.
That's right.
Okay? So, my question would be, Amir, would you come up here and you and Vince and, hold on a minute.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there. Come here, where you at?
How about this?
No. Come there.
We can start. We got it. We're the real team.
All right, good. How do you, since these are the employees of the state, they're the one gotta think, know which way to go. If they don't know which way to go, they can't help you. Okay? My question to either one of y'all, got about 1 minute to answer it now. You know? And then I'm gonna take the question over here. My question is that if you don't qualify, bad credit, don't have a Don Bradstreet number, don't have a fan number, you got a record, how do you guys would make a person or put something in place to make sure they qualify?
All right, so first of all, with the Advantage Illinois Participation Loan Program, we're subordinate to the bank because we're not a bank, so we have to follow the bank's lead on the loan process. There's a 2% fixed interest rate on the state side. It's a great program, but we need a banking partner. Now, we have these workshops to help people. We bring in like subject matter experts like Axion, and they do a great presentation on the importance of credit and to help you get back on the right track. But we're subordinate to the bank, so we have to follow their lead.
There's also there's micro lenders, right? So there's 2 sides to this. There's commercial, traditional banking, right? Like Wintrust, big banks. There's things called micro lenders. Micro lenders charge higher interest rates. They do, but that's because they're usually dealing with people who are less creditworthy, right? So if you are less creditworthy, it doesn't mean you're out of the game. It just means you're going to borrow a smaller amount of money to prove that you can do the repayment. And as you do that, you build your credit, build your business, and start to transition to more traditional lending.
So I'll add to that. There are other programs that can help you, like there's different criminal justice reforms, and there are different support agencies to help you either get your record sealed, get your record expunged. So it's a lot of different support services that come along that are outside of the business arena just to help you get your personal business straight. So again, if you don't have credit and all that kind of things, you have to at least build it, right? But all we can do is get you resources that can help you get to where you're solving. Because I tell you all the time, if you got a business, then you have to do business. And part of doing business is getting everything in order. Just because you don't have credit in those things doesn't mean it can't be fixed. So all we ask is that you do your due diligence and don't ask us to do nothing illegal or try and jump through no hoops to get you home, right? Because Doc needs us to help out everybody, but we need you to help us too, because again, we cannot break the law.
Just to add to like there are micro lenders, like CNI, for example, they're more concerned with why your credit got that way. So we work with micro lenders, and they are part of the Access to Capital panel as well.
Can I make one comment, Tom? Because what I heard from the question if a person is tore up from the floor. That's what I heard. I understand about the loans, because they're not there to try to get any money. They're trying to establish, and I would say, number one, you got to really check yourself. Are you ready for entrepreneurship? Are you looking to be a full-time business and keep a part-time business and a job? But I think your SBDCs can help you with a format, help you with a blueprint to reestablish yourself in terms of what it takes to operate a business and reestablish it.
Because I'm going to support Dr. Willie Wilson. He's got all the answers for getting jobs back in the community, reforming the sentencing guidelines for nonviolent criminals, and a change is coming. A new day is dawning. It's about time. Dr. Willie Wilson, he's the man to do it. It's no longer politics as usual in Chicago. God bless.
Yes. And I'm supporting Willie Wilson because he's already doing the work of a mayor. He's already attacking the issues that make a community a community. A community is a place of resources. He's helping with the resources. He's bringing the resources back. So I'm getting behind a candidate that's already doing the work. I tell all of us, go look out the front door of the black community. And if you like what you see, keep who you got in there. If you don't like what you see, come on down here and let's help Dr. Willie Wilson get in office.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Chicago is a big city, 234 square miles. We have 50 aldermen to watch over our neighborhood, but only one police superintendent. As mayor, I will add 3 more superintendents and form separate districts for them to be responsible for and bringing top management to the police force closer to our citizens.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Neighborhood schools are the hearts of a community. It's where our kids learn, meet, and make friends. Friends they know in school and can associate with after school. It's where parents connect with other parents. Closing schools changes this and make our kids stranger in an unfamiliar neighborhood. Together, let's find a solution to reopen our schools and help them flourish.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Neighborhood schools are the hearts of a community. It's where our kids learn, meet, and make friends. Friends they know in school and can associate with after school. It's where parents connect with other parents. Closing schools changes this and make our kids stranger in an unfamiliar neighborhood. Together, let's find a solution to reopen our schools and help them flourish.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.